Terry and Lucretia are significant leaders in our city's compassionate response to the humanitarian crisis of immigration that's roiled our community for these last years. You'll see them directly serving one family at a time in the crowded downtown bus station, and you'll also see them organizing meetings that influence widespread partnerships of compassion. It's really good work, and it's hard work. It's compassionate work.
It's not just one or two people that are coming in. It may be 100 that are coming in. We try to love on them if we can. We never ask about their stories, but if they want to talk about them, we try to be available and listen to them. And then they'll say, but this is going to take us 3 days. We don't have any food. We don't have any. So we give backpacks that have blankets and toothbrushes, hygiene kits. We give food.
Sustaining compassion is quite the challenge when the need is so overwhelming and your time is so full of doing.
Very often, if they don't have tickets, they're all in your face saying, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. I loved going to the bus station before COVID. I can't say I love it now. Some days I do.
Do you know that feeling of something that is good and something that you love becoming something that's just hard?
It's a situation where you're not walking into a quiet room. You're walking into a noisy, complicated situation. And those times when you see the stress in them, well, like we relate to, it stresses us because we can't help them as much as we would like to help.
So what does it feel like when sustaining compassion becomes impossible?
Feels like sadness. I could cry easily with it. Guilt is a big part of it. When I'm with people, sometimes I feel angry. I don't feel the compassion at the time. There may be words that trigger feeling manipulated.
Do you recognize these emotions? Sadness and easy tears, and guilt and anger, and feeling manipulated?
You find that with so much in life, that there's so little control of the things that stress you. And I guess that's one of the realizations is if we can accept that, whatever that situation is, that we are really not going to be able to control that, but we can control how we get involved with it, how we step away for a rest every now and then. And that's where we're involved. That's what we can do.
So what is it that we can do? What is it that we can control? We all experience stress, of course. And I suppose we could choose to hold that stress. But we can also choose to release that stress. We can choose to act in a way that releases that stress from our bodies. And when we release stress, when we go to the core of our human bodies, the brain, muscle, blood, biochemicals, and spirit, and we let it all flow as a living body, we can release this stress. How do you release stress? How do you let your body and spirit return to human being?
I do a lot of handwork and reading, and both of those help me a lot. I quilt and knit and crochet and cross stitch.
I take off my hearing aids and plug in AirPods, tune into some 60s and 70s music and go walking down the road. So it's a way that if thoughts come to me during that time, they just kind of come in and out, and they're quite welcome to stop if they want to, but that gives me a little bit of exercise, and it gives me 20 minutes or so of tuning out and remembering old memories, but just that's my relaxation. And I have a guitar here that oftentimes, even in a meeting, the guitar is out of sight on a Zoom meeting, and it's strumming all by itself.
We also watch some masterpiece theater programs in the evening, and just sit and hold hands and watch movies. So that's also relaxing.
We've talked about the families that we interact with here locally that are our kids and grandkids to us from the neighborhood. And I think our interactions with them, it doesn't feel much like compassion when they're kidding me about my bald head and whatever, but
Or fishing.
Or our latest fishing excursion. That relationship is a compassion feeling that definitely to us that's a feedback from compassion that we've shown to their families.
The world we live in is too dangerous for anything but love. But the stress we hold blocks love. What do you think God wants you to do with your stress? How do you think God will help you release that stress?